Hello there, guys. Today we're looking at a chess puzzle where white is to move and win. The material is even right now. Rook each, minor piece each, and pawn each. Our pawn is going up this direction, or as you say, we can also take here. The plan here for black is to just sacrifice this bishop for this pawn. So let me just start with showing. If we take here, he will just sacrifice. We take back, and we have a rook and a knight against the rook. But that's not winning. That is only a draw. In order for this to win, we have to have his king captured in a corner or something like that, or a fork towards the rook. So this is not winning. We have to be smarter than that. So with that information, you should pause your video now, see if you can find out how white wins this. And when you come back, we look at all variations together. Go ahead. All right, here we go. So what can we do? Well, we cannot take here as we looked at. And we cannot simply take this bishop. Black will just take back. We take it, and they take our pawn. And of course, a knight alone is not winning material. And the same goes for taking this with the knight. Black will simply take our pawn on c6, and even if we take back, well, this is also a draw. The knight over is not enough to win this. So, maybe you guessed right, I think. We need to do a tempo move here because we need to save our pawn. And of course, the tempo move is rook a7 check. Now black has some options. Let's just look at what happens if he puts his bishop in between. Doesn't give much, but just look at it, just in case. And we play c7. Everything here is more or less winning, but this is not doing anything good for black. We will, well, first we will move our rook and then just promote here. Okay, so he has to move the king. What if he goes down to b3 with the point of having this move as a tempo move? Rook b4 check. Well, we will push our pawn to c7, and if this rook comes down, we will simply play. Actually, more or less everything is winning here for white, but we can move, can put it on the black square so he doesn't get a check with his bishop. And this bishop is now under attack. We are protecting our pawn. Black's king is far away, and he cannot do anything here. We will lose this, and then we will promote, and he will have to sacrifice his rook. So, king b3 doesn't give much. If we, after we play c7, play rook b7 instead, that's the point of not going to b3, because here we can simply just we can do many things, but the easiest is just to exchange here and then move our king, and we will attack the bishop, and he will have to move away, and we will promote without being caught. So after we check, the king has to go to b5, attacking our pawn, and really trying to get the king involved here before our king does. So here there's only one winning move, and it's not, of course, to take here again. It's the same. He will just sacrifice the bishop. If we take here, he will take our pawn, etc. We have to move the pawn to c7. You guessed that already. Okay, and from here, well, the rook has to be moved, and the best defense for black is to move the rook to b7, attacking the rook and the pawn. We cannot exchange here. That will not give us anything. This is for sure a draw. The bishop will take when we promote. So what do we do? Well, I think you've seen it. Now we can take the bishop with the knight, and protect our rook after that. So he cannot exchange. We will take with a check and then promote. And he cannot take here because he cannot sacrifice both rook and bishop here. But black will play king c6. And now when it starts getting interesting actually. Because now he is attacking our pawn on c7. And if we lose that, we will not be able to win this. So from here, can you see how white continues? Again, there's only one move for white here that wins this. You should pause the video again if you haven't seen it before and have a look. Okay, here we go. So of course, just exchanging here is not good enough. He will take back and the pawn will fall next move, and that's a draw. And if we do something like this, give a check, well, he will simply take our pawn and the draw is done. And this check doesn't give us anything. We will lose our c7 pawn, and this is a draw. It can continue, or we can continue to check, but the king can go really anywhere. c8, b8 doesn't matter. This is a draw for sure. No, the winning move in this position is knight to d6. Look at this. It's so beautiful. So we put the knight, it's hanging. He can take it. He can also take our pawn. And he can also take our rook. All our three pieces are hanging. And still we are winning. So let's see what happens. Well, if it takes the pawn, then it's easy. We will take the rook with either the knight. Probably we take it with the rook. And of course, a rook versus a pawn is winning. Oh, we're not taking there now. So we cannot take the pawn. What if it takes the rook? Well, obviously, then we will promote to a queen, and this is a win. He can try to take here and try to beat us with a rook or defend himself with a rook and a pawn, but this is easy. Check. And we just take the rook, and now it's done. Okay. So he cannot take the rook, and he cannot take the pawn. What do we do? What if he takes the knight? Well, of course, we can promote also, or we can take his rook. Doesn't matter. Okay, what if he takes the pawn with the rook then? This looks good. We cannot take back, we will just exchange, and this is still hanging. Well, here's the beauty of it. Then we have rook a6, and this is a checkmate. Beautiful. So after knight d6, there's no move for black. He will just be losing this very, very shortly. And this is the most beautiful way, allowing him to take the pawn with the rook and then just give us checkmate here on a6. Hope you enjoyed this study. Hope to see you back soon on my channel. Have a great day. Bye bye.